Hello, welcome to another session of Learn with Veer Sagar. Today we'll discuss about decision making, which I think is perhaps the most important role of a manager. A lot of managers don't want to make decisions. They're scared of making decisions. And why are they scared? They're scared because they think they might fail. They think they might make a mistake. And I keep telling them, don't be scared of making a mistake. You learn from mistake. But then still, why are you scared? A lot of times they're scared, right? Because they don't know how to make a decision. There are a couple of types of managers, and I'll draw two or three very obvious categories. One is the quick gun manager, the macho manager who thinks he's a superman, and you go with a problem and he'll give you a solution prompto right on the fly. Sometimes with data, sometimes on intuition, but he thinks the quicker he can give a response, quicker he can give a decision, the more important manager he is, the stronger he appears. There are another manager who thinks he or she can be strong by not taking a decision, by holding on to a decision. And they're holding on, either because he or she is afraid of the consequences of a wrong decision, or they don't know how to make a decision, or they are looking for more and more data. They get a information paralysis. They have so much data they don't know how to handle it. And of course, the fourth option is the manager who says no decision is good decisions. If you look back in history, we had a very good, efficient prime minister who very famously said once that he was criticized for not taking decisions, and he said no decision is a decision, and sometimes it's a good decision. Why are people scared of making a decision? People are scared of making a decision because they don't have enough data, but more importantly because they don't know what they're looking for. What is it that they want to decide? What is it that they want to achieve? If it's like, for example, if you're driving from place A, from Delhi to Bombay, right, and you go down and you find options, different roads, you're going to Bombay, so you'll take that road which will take you the quickest to Bombay. You will not try and worry whether this road goes to Nagpur, should I take that? This road goes somewhere else, should I take that? This goes by a scenic route, should I take that? No. Because you want to go to Bombay and you want to go the quickest, fastest way to Bombay. So same thing about decisions. If you know what you want to achieve, if you know what you want to decide, what is it that you're going to do, then decision making is very easy, because all then activities falls in line. There's a very common and a very popular, famous algorithm in mathematics, which says you can only optimize one function at a time. Most managers try to optimize more than one, and that's where they fall flat, because then they do not know how to make a decision. For example, if you are a production manager, right, what do you want to optimize? You have lots of options for optimizing. You can optimize conversion cost, you can optimize quality, you can optimize output, or you can optimize turnaround time. Now, what happens is, as a manager, you try and do all. You look for quality, for turnaround time, we look for production, volume, and therefore you fall flat. What you then have to do is say, okay, if I am going to be responsible for what's the key area that I want to optimize, let us say, right, in this particular case, the delivery schedules, meet delivery schedules. Then that is what I should focus. I should take all decisions that go on delivery schedule. But you cannot do delivery schedule at random costing, massive cost overruns. So you put in restrictions. Yes, I want to optimize or make sure I meet my delivery schedule subject to cost being within these bounds, quality being within these bounds, total output being within the. So you put in bounds around the decision making, but you say this is what I am going to optimize. So once you do that, then decision making becomes very easy because you're going step by step, step by step, step by step. In most organizations, there are different things you can optimize, right? You can optimize profit. I mean, I did a lot of exercises in my working days where we were working in the licensed garage, and therefore the capacity was controlled. The total output that you could produce was controlled. So what we did, we made sure that we made mix in such a way that we maximized the profit from that given mix. Similarly, there are times when I'm doing today, for example, for me, cost is important, very important, but delivery schedules are more important. So I see that my managers are targeted with maximizing the delivery schedules subject to, right, cost overruns, quality control, and all those given things. So for decision making, you need to be very, very clear what is that one factor that is most important in my job. You could be company manager, you could be an MD, you could be chairman, you can be a section manager, you could be anybody, you could be an individual. You have to be very clear what is it that I need to meet, what is my most important criteria. Collect as much data for that as possible. Then you see what is the environment in which I am operating. So what are the bounds that which I have, what I cannot exceed or which I must exceed. Sometimes when I did this mix exercise, there were certain tires that were required. We had to produce a certain minimum number for sales commitments. So we said this mix, but subject to this item being minimum this much. So we could play around with, you have a boundary, you have bounds in which you operate, cost, quality, delivery, schedule, whatever those boundaries are. Each one of you know what's the best boundary for you. You work within those boundaries and then you optimize one function. Pick that one function that you need to optimize. Every organization at any given time has one function which it needs to optimize. This might keep changing. For example, when I was in DCM, when I went in there first, we had a problem of cash. And we had debtors and we had inventory, but we were short of cash. So we said, we are going to be cash positive. So every activity of the company was geared towards cash positive, including appraisals, incentives, everything. So what are you doing to make company cash positive? Yes, you have cash positive, but within the restraints of being cash positive, you had to make sure you meet certain minimum customer requirements, you have to meet the quality requirements, etc., etc. So the whole organization then was focused on cost optimization, so was on cash collection, and therefore decision making was very easy. You ask yourself question, is this helping me in collecting cash? If yes, then go ahead. If not, why am I doing it? So decision making is easy, it's natural, provided you know what you want to decide and why. So in summary, for making good decision, think what you want to optimize. What is that you want to decide about? What are the bounds in which you're operating? And then go ahead and take a decision. Having taken that decision, allow yourself enough feedback mechanism so that you can make course correction. Because without feedback, you have made some assumptions in your decision, you assume the assumptions are written in stone. It doesn't happen. So keep monitoring the assumptions, keep getting a feedback loop, and keep readjusting your solution or your decision till you carry on. Because management decision is not a one-time solution. It's an ongoing, regular thing. So that's Veer Sagar saying thank you very much for listening. Please do continue to listen, subscribe, and pass on to your friends. Thank you very much till we meet again. Bye.